Fellow Ambazonians, good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the globe, wherever you are. Um, this is the logistics chief of the ADF. I think I've always stated that this war is fought both at the psychological level and also in the spiritual and the physical realm. We've seen for quite a while some concerted effort being made by paid like Republic Cameroon agents to attack the psyche of Amazonians in their quest for independence. So this has been going on for a while, and I think it's high time we try to address this issue. Let me try to share the video to a couple of people, and then we can proceed from there. Let me try to share the video to a couple of people. Just give me a little bit, give me a little time. Let's give it some time. Just give me some time, please. Let me pull up this, so we can dive into it. I'd like to share the video to a couple of platforms, and then we can be able to go in and have this conversation. Okay, I'm about to share it. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Amazonians, wherever you are across the globe. Like I started this video, I stated that our revolution is fought in every practice, both the spiritual, the psychological, and the physical round. I will need to be very prepared to combat the enemy on all fronts. We've seen recently some concerted effort, by the enemy, like the Cameroon, utilizing low-life paid agents in trying to undermine our quest for independence, because they cannot defeat us in the battlefield, as they have confirmed, and also their mouthpiece amongst us is also peddling, using their talking points to tell us that they cannot defeat us on the battlefield. And at the same time, the collaborator and the paid agent, he is telling us to lay down our weapons. I recently watched, there are two things I'm going to address. One thing is about his challenge that is giving the egg of C. And I'll address that. I got an audio this morning sent by one of the people who are very interested in our revolution, that's been circulated in some spaces on a challenge that the collaborator, who has openly come out of the closet in support of the genocidal regime of the Cameroon, is trying to throw a challenge on us. Something I will address that, but I just want to make something very clear. The egg of C, we don't take challenge from low lives. Even the Republic Cameroon, the major enemy, we don't take their challenges. We work according to our programs. Can you imagine, fellow Amazonians, can you imagine that this low life, a flip-flopper, a confusionist, can you imagine that he gives a challenge to a structured and organized organization like the egg of C, and we take the bait? Then we have reduced this revolution to a laughing stock. He's going around peddling this little talk that, oh, he's challenging the leader of the egg of C. You know, what makes it so funny is that he calls the egg of C and the leader of the egg of C extremists, and at the same time says that we are not doing anything. How contradictory is that? You are attacking the leader, calling him an extremist. At the same time, you are saying he's an empty noise somebody. He doesn't have the guts to free us, or is creating some schemes around. I'll use Capo. I'll use Ngong Capo to challenge Ngong Capo in this video. I'll use him to challenge him. And I'll ask you people, is this a type of a person that we have to take his challenge seriously? Are we answerable to these low lives? A flip-flopper, a whimsical fellow, an agent of double speak? He froths lies out of his mouth and confuses himself. At one point in time, he will say that, drop your weapons. The next minute, he's praising our actions. The next minute, he's telling Liberia to come to senses. Let me put it this way. You talk to Liberia to come to senses, to come and let's have a negotiation. Then he is, at the same time, stating that, oh, we don't want to go out of Liberia Cameroon. We want to stay under them. So we shed blood, our blood. Our valiant soldiers died for us to stay under our, and it's not Stockholm syndrome that he's exposing. You love your enemy so much that you abuse you. You go for abuses. I mean, abuse for over 60 years, and then you stand back and say, no, we don't want to go. You have the opportunity to fight and break away from your enemy. And then you go back and say, no, oh no, we don't want to. We don't want you to leave us. Just stay with us. Is that not stupidity? Double speak. Now, recently I listened to one of his field. I can call it a field or puke, that he went to one of these controlled opposition channels in like Cameroon. You know, when your enemy starts inviting you within his circles, the purpose is for him to give a certain narrative. You know, I watched something on one channel. I think they call it BT. They call it BT something. I'll bring up the video and let's talk about it. The essence of this outing is for two things. To ask our people, who is this guy? Ngong Capo. I said, I don't have time to be addressing bullshit, but at certain times, to keep our psyche sane and to keep our people's mind focused on the real deal, I need to address some of the dirt that he puts out there. For too long, have we allowed such field to clog our pathway, and we've seen the effect of it manifesting along the line in this revolution. We've lost fighters because we allow certain things to slide by. No, we made a decision that we'll confront every lie head on. Everything that rears its head in the name of the enemy, we're going to fight it in every space. So I would like us to, first of all, I'll just talk about I'll break this segment of this video into 3 pieces. I'll take the first 30 minutes of this video and analyze it. And then I'll go to the audio and his challenge. And I will use him to challenge himself. And I'll ask our people, that is this the type of person that you think is supposed to be meddling himself in a real revolutionary struggle and you can take him seriously? That will be the part 2 of this video. Let's not take much of your time. Let's dive into the lies that he's been peddling. But before then, I always like us to start, before we go deep into this whole thing, with our anthem. Let me play our anthem.
Glory, with the Ambazonia, Desaloyati, Legisona Savior, Ugan, Asafrita, and Legend to the Ubonela, Ujabla, glory, glory, God, and not to form. Yeah, in the nation, glory, glory, glory to the Father for making it. It's done forever, Mom. Ambazonia, and the feet. Bless me. I choose a topic. That's the bush, the most of the endorsement of the nation.
Wow.
Okay, I would like to repeat it. I have a reason why. I need to have a good presentation of this young man.
With the Ambazonia, Desaloyati, Legisona Savior, Ugan, Asafrita, and Legend to the Ubonela, Ujabla, glory, glory, God, and not to form. Yeah, in the nation, glory, glory, glory to the Father for making it. It's done forever, Mom. Ambazonia, and the feet. Bless me. I jetzt Schulsabi, the most of the endorsement nation.
Wow.
Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Long yell anthem from a young valiant soldier, because that one a soldier. And at the moment we prepared to give the hand relay battle. The event say we go down with those young ones that they grow up and they will continue this battle. Just like Afghanistan. The real ones when they start the battle, the coalition forces, 20-something years ago, and they are beginning to finish the war. So it'll be very important when I put this video, as they talk about, as they show this speaking, it get a significance, it get a meaning. Not just any anthem when they pick up a player. An anthem from a young valiant soldier. We let them know so will be under occupation. Just like the beginning already for Palestine. They are the fight even for them, they continue, and the next generations to come will continue the fight. The very model that will be shaped for Amazonia. The resistance, non ideology, be dependent on human flesh. Okay, might just go straight. I watched some video recently. I watched a video recently from one of these controlled opposition channels for like Cameroon. I really want to take time to break down that video because it be very important. When you allow lies, some say this, when you tell lies several times over and over, it become true. We get this one for this guy calling Goebbels for Germany when doing the Second World War. If he openly talking, attest when you tell lies over and over several times, people don't perceive and say it be true. We don't allow this thing to fester a lot for the early phase of this revolution, and they take a toll on the nationalist fighters. We're not supposed now see how they lie openly, utilize the lies with big microphone. They kill over 40 fighters ago. Now, why that way we make them as a decision, the policy position, so we'll confront lies and we will not say if we derail people them, and we'll expose them and we'll tell people the truth. So we see some of these lies that they peddle for this controlled opposition channel for like Cameroon. And I want for Mark go in now for dissect that particular lies, and also for make sure say we get business straightened out effectively before we know it to go more really make sure say we address the situation very well. Some people they talk say, oh, why would I spend energy to talk for on this that type of case? No. The same thing we will be getting, and they thought that will be getting for mine as a of C. So all people don't take us now, they don't take you seriously, but we'll see the damage because of you. Now, either way, we will spend the energy to expose lies, to protect the fighters for ground, and to maintain the sanity for this revolution. So I'm not playing this video. This one, I want where the paid agent, the collaborator, will be open. He come out of the closet, where he fight for special status, where he fight, he work with like the Cameroon, because the current minister he missioned that to fight for special status for Amazonia. He do everything possible according to his mission, but try to maintain this quest for independence as an internal issue. Ngong, Capo, Daniel, he openly come out of the closet to present himself as the paid agent. He don't come out openly because he'll be out here as a mole. Intelligence unit will out here as a mole, where we, the AGOC, pay, select pay, make you go for Canada. All the finances where for you to travel, the expenses be coming up on the A-Gov-C coffers. But ego day, they begin to seal the deal to use it as a mold, internal mold, to destroy the organization, destroy the A-Gov-C, destroy the revolution from within. The outie, now whether you go on a rampage, and if they're on a mission, paid mission, for destroy the revolution, the backbone for this revolution at A-Gov-C, it become more and more clear, and everybody will follow revolution, you know. Why Ngong come out specifically? It threw all the vitriol on the A-Gov-C, what to be emission. Like only Cameroon and France, they don't see the backbone for this revolution at A-Gov-C. They don't apply all tools, various tools that will destroy the A-Gov-C. But they never succeed. Other organizations, they don't be crumbled internally and externally, bought over. But the only sane and unapologetic organization we know the compromise on with independence, now the A-Gov-C. Quote me anywhere. Now, why that way they attack on the A-Gov-C at every front, they grow stronger and stronger. So we don't prepare ourselves. Maybe personally, I used my last live video with the spokes. The spokes, it double in as the general in the psychological warfare. We get to march the troops to that space, contain the enemy inside it. So we will list for this channel called BT Media Group. We don't take as pride for work for the Liberian Cameroon government. I call them controlled opposition. Their mission for pretend like say they try for oppose the government, but they get limits. We create the illusion, so they create a democratic space for Liberian Cameroon. But this kind of outlets, we call it controlled opposition outlets. So Ngong, he go for BT Media Group. The second time they invite me over, and a part of the mission by Liberian Cameroon for lull back into sleep. Now when they use this low lights, they put them for this channel for try to attack the psyche for people and the revolution. So if you go there recently, and I listened to the out make it today, a couple of lies in the way Peddled, and the talking points them, are they out for analyze them, and for debunk the lies, and for break down the talking points, for show the emptiness. Because it'd be unfortunate, say some people they see things, say this man he gets something for over this revolution. You don't openly come out of the closet. It's not a sellout, a paid agent. Even when we hear at times initially, we get an initial discussion, we hear they say a leak will come out, they talk to me, they make it do a job where it's supposed to do. Some people take a listen, I bet. And every day it is proof for Amazon and say for real, it work with the enemy. And I will prove and for now. I don't be day now already know, but I'll continue for expound on that and for solidify the fact that this man really work with the government, like Cameroon. How will we see human evil? It work in broad daylight. Some people in the way they don't get this revolution, they will take their stance from day one. Some people you have to say federalists. I will respect those people that stand and it's today. People will take their position, start on something, I respect them. But when you flip-flop, you move from one space to the next. You move from, like what can be seen very well, if you don't pick this agent, They will see a movement. They don't like it easily buy. When you skip, you don't know which way to fight. You don't get a clear objective, which you want them. You will be easily bought over. So for them to target this particular element, try to utilize them or bring down this revolution. They don't make a mistake. But fortunately enough, we will pull it out as a mode from organization. Now, whether I go on a rampage or attack the AGOVs, the backbone of this revolution, you know what the end today? Even organized, coordinated killing of fighters the field. Una be here. Our Regina Mundi be escaped from camp. That time, he became total whole or say around that particular incident. It become more and more evident. Civil act ever since against the revolution. We put two and two together, we'll not get a clear cut how it happened. But now the activities and actions and the closeness then where we get our whole military barracks, it show a role we be playing. It show what you right it be play. The role you play for them of escape. Somebody don't praise me from me. Talk about moderation. The same person we talk say there is no way for a part not long ago we talk unconditional we will fight this war to the end. The next minute, no more, little more forget. And the next minute, oh no, they don't win we. They don't attest to win we. But it's not talking now. More listen to this thing. I don't want to take time. More listen to this video. Move forward step by step. We have a prime hour with this guy, Kum Yonat, and another person.
Rights advocacy platform, and we got interested when he issued this communique yesterday, and sought to discuss with him to tell us more about the motives behind this outing. We this evening are going to be discussing with Capo Daniel alongside Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, who is with me in the studio. Good evening, Dr. Nick. Glad to have you.
Oh, thank you very much, Leo, and good evening to Monsieur Capo Daniel. Good evening to our listeners around the world. The time has come for us to seek for peace in Cameroon, and peace we will have. That is my mission. We will have peace, and it's going to come, and Cameroon is going to be great again.
There can be no peace without justice. That's the first thing to understand. Move forget about all this talk. Some people they carry title, doctor, this. We don't say say some of those things they don't get no value. You know, be truthful. So we'll continue.
Capo Daniel, we are glad to have you once again on Prime R for the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard, for having me on this your platform. And it's a very big opportunity that you give all the people on both sides to have a chance to express themselves so that the Cameroonians can have a direct access to hear exactly what we say and what is happening on the field back in the English-speaking regions that we want to call Ambazonia.
When Capo Daniel talks to both sides, now with the other side, Capo Daniel, you are like in Cameroon. We'll be very clear about how we handle this business. Capo Daniel now like in Cameroon. No twist talks. It's time for one Cameroon. So we talk on both sides. You see how the play will come out. We'll go ahead.
That you want to call Ambazonia, but I will start by asking you, there is a communique that was issued by the People's Rights Advocacy Platform, signed by Capo Daniel.
So when I hear about People's Rights Advocacy Platform, now who them? Capo Daniel, he claims a organization made of one person. The Bandi. I want to ask you now, when I look at AGOC, you get a structure, departments, people, they task their own responsibility. What's like Capo Daniel organization? Even at the concept when we get a so-called INT, at least now we get a whole functional organization with the various people, they get different tasks and responsibility. What's like Ngong Capo Daniel a platform there. Who be there for organization? People's right advocacy, people's right advocacy. We play a big words then, a platform. A one-man show. Who's your organization, the Capo? Look, anybody will fight for people then. And when you know exactly what they fight for. Even if you put the face out there, even if you put the organization out there, we'll get a clear picture of who they fight for. The people they fight for now, they're supposed to stand on the forefront. Capo Daniel claims you get a platform, you get a group, you get organization. Who's your organization day? Who's your team day? Look at the play the dirty game. From the age of see, we know all we know who they do waiting, and know who they do for what and the activities. Ngong, you claim the organization. Who they do for organization? Consulting with them, we know they do for consulting. We know the various key players they do for consulting. Ngong, who be your organization? Who be you? One man show. But he claim also we are talking to the international parties. We are talking. Mumbi want to be very clear. Ngong Capo stand for one Cameroon. And as long as you make that proclamation stand for one Cameroon, whatever it happen with territory, they will consider and say now an internal affair. Anyway, it take a position, special status, when an internal affair. So it claim ever since, but the special status issue, it don't come out now as an issue within the Republic of Cameroon, within the country, with the oppressed people and the oppressor. No one separate. But then you want to call international parties, they can't solve the problem how. Make it stop this. Now that's confusion for the first order. We'll continue with you to put out the people we put out.
It's the chairman of the PROAP platform.
Now the chairman, who's the organization day at the Ambazonian. Anybody will get hard for fight for now, go there, he go dare the enemy, will come out, so now we fight. Who be Capo people there? Who's that Capo? He the chairman. Who's that organization day? Who be them? You know, we claim say the fight for them, then you don't get the fear to put their face out there. Now a one-man show. Capo come out. Capo see who you be. Who's that organization day? You be chairman, you be vice president, you be everything. A one-man show. Go ahead.
That title Cessation of Hostilities by the Ambazonia People's Rights Advocacy Platform.
By Capo. He gets right on our plan. Maybe bring the people out. Make it show the organization. Make it show the people them, if not in a year one. At this point, 8 years and counting, any man you fight for Ambazonia way, you claim to get an organization in Ambazonia. If you know people put your organization and your structure and your purpose for what you fight for, your objectives, then now it's calm. Not put that thing for face. We don't see all kinds scam them inside the revolution. So what is your continue to run that trap, that foolishness will put that face.
Why this communique at this moment?
He claims say what is it? Today the 10th of or the 4th, the 4th of May, the People's Right Advocacy Platform. Who be the platform and who they need it? When I ask you, we keep bring the put output and when I saw me they fight for now. That game, that dirty where they pull up. He said the delays. I mean, he talk about that after a cabinet session, his members have now the Republic of Cameroon. His members, people they fight for one Cameroon. On a year. Because now it's not from the Eastern on the fact fight for one Cameroon. So now which when I think this kind of person serious, I think define itself say it fight under special status at one Cameroon. Already it be like going to Cameroon. I want to put it very clear about the game with itself pull up. He said his members have unanimously adopted a reputation. Capo talks a resolution to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state in regard to the Ambazonia conflict. Capo Daniel, you are not an Ambazonian. You be like the Republic because they are standard and positional taker. You end which hostility. You get which power for start hostility. You be claimed to get dark forces. Your dark forces are beaten. When you use them for kill fighters. You say you end hostilities. Which hostilities? Which power? Which forces you get out of ground, Capo? You train with them. You joker. You should not that AGOPS, that ADF. Coordinate the killing of ADF fighters among you. You claim to get forces. You claim to get dark forces. We say a dark force in the day of the 1st of October. You say, Oti, you are not an Ambazonian couple. Be very clear. Ambazonians are nationalists. So you are not an Ambazonian. Nationalists fight for freedom for Ambazonia. You are not an Ambazonian. So we have resolved to choose the non-violence approach to our fight for the right of self-determination of the English-speaking people in Cameroon, Ambazonia. No, Ambazonia is those who are fighting for the total and unconditional independence. So you are not an Ambazonian couple. You are like a Cameroon agent. You are facing hostilities. Are you the one that started hostilities? We didn't start hostilities. We are defending our people. Like Cameroon started hostilities on us for the past 60 years. You could pick up arms to fight to protect and defend our people. You are succeeding, you are calling this. After you are saying that they cannot defeat us, then you want to drop your weapons to be killed. Is this not confusion and stupidity? Oh yeah. We call on all of our forces to stop all hostilities. Which forces? You and who? Capo, you get which forces for ground? You will claim to get dark forces. Which forces you get up for ground? Since your revolution on B, now the AGOV CADF from day one, 95% of your videos is talking against the AGOV and the ADF. Your mission, that's a job that you have been paid by your aid, by your right, because your politics you want special status. So you know be weak. You are not an Ambazonian. So some pretending will see you as like Cameroon couple. And that is what Ambazonian, they nationally see you for who you are. Say they talk about it, say we call on all our forces. You and who they call on which forces? You train which forces, couple. You do it for this revolution. Fraudster. So they pick up. I really take time reading to this guy put on me. So they pick up the rights of the armed groups in our territory has come and gone without us taking advantage due to our divisive dynamics to coordinate a decisive push away of the Cameroon military presence. No, Capo Daniel, you are stupid. There was no timeline. There is no timeline for freedom. It's till freedom comes. Stop being stupid. We need to get timeline. There was no timeline in defeating the enemy. So your talk with talks, you don't come and gone. And for you, Mr. Special Status. We have also not been able to translate with the international sympathy to our subjugation into recognition of Ambazonia independence declaration, and they're no longer. I'm not really with it up, but I don't write English at all. And they're no longer any clearance of Ambazonia independence recognition. We must listen to our population and end the war for a negotiated settlement. You get this conversation with yourself. Like when in Cameroon, That will not be mission. So it is stupid for you to talk supposed the world. You end hostilities. Did you start hostilities? Did we start the hostilities? No. They started hostilities when we were defending ourselves. We know there's no timeline. I don't understand. A country, for example, Somaliland. It also gained recognition slowly. Ethiopia. It struck a deal where it recognized Somaliland an independent state. They don't live freely from the clutches of Somalia. Real people don't understand genuine freedom. They don't get timeline to fight for a liberation war. South Africa take more than 50 years. Eritrea take over 30 years. You see some losers then. They can't they peddle around, they play, they collaborate with the enemy. They stand the special status person. So you don't get right within end hostility. Go stay. If you go stay like Cameroon, but the Ambazonians and the nationalists will continue the fight. If you remember your own country. Somebody just continue the video.
Yeah, it is very important at this time, after 8 years since this war have been going on, that we have a chance to reflect on a way to move forward. This is also a period where the Cameroon government is coming into their election calendar for presidential election, and the international community pays attention, in particularly in this country during this period of time. So,
like when the Cameroon prepare for get election, but then you find out where we down so that election will take place. Now I mention that. You talk about election. So you don't want more ramp up the attack to prevent election for land. So now I mention that to calm down, to destroy, election take place so that it go to legitimize like will come on a hold over us. Ngong, you never start. Like get on arrival.
View of my organization, the People's Right Advocacy Platform, to push.
Capo, we talk something. You claim organization. Show your organization. The AGOC get an organization, not people, not a body. Determined people. When they need a compromise, the list for our independence. You don't tap out. You claim you're going to put them out. Let's see, who are they, Capo? What? We are talking one man show. Anyway, you talk. Your organization now, like Cameroon. So you concern them, no we. So you talk on behalf of Amazonian.
When negotiated settlement, which we believe it is the right time to do so, we have decided unanimously on Saturday, the 4th of May, to adopt a resolution to.
Capo, present yourself and your people. If you claim that you are doing something right, show the people and put their faces out. A one-man show. Those are your forces and they. You define that with them. Who is your organization? It's not like what you can. We have sat on this, we have presented. You declare and let go, Capo. Loser. Somebody will jump from one place, touch this one, touch that one. It will start with this one. I will show you contradiction.
End all hostility, cessation of hostility against the state of Cameroon.
Semu end all hostility against the state of Cameroon. Whether they kill with the enter hostility, kill with the bomb of houses. Move, put the hand down, put the gun down. Go kidney for them. Make the finish away.
And adopt a peaceful means towards advocacy for the right of self-determination of our people as part of our push for a negotiation.
Which people you talk about, Capo? Which people you talk about? You should be ashamed of yourself. If someone walk amongst our people claiming that he's fighting for independence, listen to what he's saying. You setting hostilities then. Now you start hostilities. We are defending ourselves and protecting our people. But then and it is clear, he will even say along the line that he talks to it along the line. They know if you win, but no drop weapons now.
Settlement with the Cameroon government in this conflict that is raging on for 8 years now and counting.
Why wait?
Will you settle with Cameroon government under what terms? And we don't call it a settle business with him. A sellout. Look at how cheap you be. I really wonder how some of us would think, honestly. It be so disheartening to see treachery, so blatant. Capo never really work. Put your organization out. If you think you fight for some people, then I can find another way. You fight for special status. You fight for remain under one Cameroon. You fight. You be a typical example of Stockholm. Show your group.
Till now, Capo Daniel.
As you know, the war have evolved. We started this war when the consortium, which was made up of all civil servants segment in our society in the English-speaking part of Cameroon, all the teachers' union, the drivers' union, the lawyers' union, they came together to collectively bargain on behalf of all Anglophones, all the people of West Cameroon with the central government of Cameroon. And surprise, surprise, all of them were being chased down, they were arrested.
And what has changed, Capo? What has changed? Surprise, surprise, they were being chased down, they were arrested. So you drop your weapon down, you go and sit there. What are you bringing on the table? And on what terms are you discussing? Where did we start off? A federal structure, a sham federal structure, and even that sham federal structure stated very clearly that you are not supposed to dissolve the federal constitution. Never. And these are the people whom you trust. Who the president went openly in France and said his mission has ever been to assimilate us. He has not succeeded. But this, and it will shed blood. And we are chasing these people out of the post, but he's telling us to lay our weapons down. Anyway, he's doing the bidding for the enemy.
The consortium was banned. An organization that was engaged to represent our people collectively was banned. We saw that as an attack on our identity and our culture. And we, given the fact that we came,
identity and culture,
came into this union as a national, international entity, a state of the former British Southern Cameroon, we picked up arms. Our youth pick up arms to fight and defend their identity, to fight and defend their rights of self-determination. But since then, in 2019, the Cameroon government have conceded to accept that, yes, indeed, our people are a people that have certain rights and have certain unique.
And what is changing the dynamics, Capo? What is changing the dynamics? I try to say when foolishness walks in human flesh. Now, one is
qualities that stems from our history of being part of the British Trust Territory. And indeed, they have granted us a special status as a result of that.
And I really the champion on special status. Now you the champion. So our forces, our people died for a special status. When they cannot defeat us now in the battlefield, you will not go for outright independence, but you go back under the special status and beg and sit under them for them to further destroy you. When they have openly proclaimed that they want to assimilate you. So when you stop them to further finish you now, we'll get the upper hand now, fight them to the end. You know, finally, allow confusion continually long inside, we will not call out.
Concession, which we think do not meet up with the aspiration of our people and do not adequately address the problem that it has identified. So that was a big change of the Cameroon government. Ever since our movement refused to participate in that election, in hindsight, that was not.
Which election will take place? You see, when people use words carelessly, our movement refused to participate in that election. So, like, probably can all get with you. In that case, like, probably get a monologue speaking to itself, but you respect the monologue, like, probably get it. We'll continue to talk. It claims ever since no participate. So you want to get a discussion with two parties. The other party, they don't show up, but you go discuss, and then you want to implement what you all talk about them on the other party.
Not a very wise decision, but the Cameroon government have consistently kept open the follow-up committee of the Grand National Dialogue to continue to engage with all the our movements and the various.
Now here you speak on behalf of the Prime Ministers of the Republic of Cameroon. When they call this man out about close to 2 years ago, about 1.5 years ago, I think so. So this man now spokesperson of Prime Minister's office. At times we will use words that will be measured and selected. When they hear how it sounds like the enemy. It sounds like the enemy. We'll continue.
Personalities within our struggle. They have engaged in the Swiss talks. They have also engaged in the Canadian talks that failed, in which I participated.
Capo, you participate under what banner? Under which banner? The AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT. We paid for every dime to send you there, but you went there and you were being bought over to destroy the organization from within. They pulled you like the mole, and that's where you came out with all this run, because your mission, you could not execute your mission. You say if you call it a failed Canadian talk, you don't talk about the Swiss, they call Canadian, they call it failed. Look, Amazonians, wherever this negotiated settlement will start, the Canadian talk don't lay the groundworks. Now from there it will start and they will end. And they will start and they will continue. So what, no matter where you talk, this guy, he
as one of the delegates at one point.
You went there as one of the delegates under the AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT, or else you know for even showcase for them. Coincidentally, they go to buy you over for them. You call the entire organization. When I imagine after that, the deal will continue the deal for no way, confidence building discussions for them. He called the entire organization. Oh, now imagine they don't send a SG, they don't send a me, because the mission to continue to destroy us from within was supposed to finish. Maybe intention will go for no point. I can kill somebody today. Why would it be so personal for this guy? When he even call me, I tell him, say, yeah, now organization, any man you will be a servant. When they pick and choose to do a mission, then it be okay. Anyone will do one. Don't take it so personal. From there, they get out of the organization because they will be exact mission. Whatever the people execute for no way, they break it halfway. Now, whether way it go ballistic.
And I was the leading delegate of a movement there.
Of a movement there, Capo. You were not a leading delegate of anything. You were just one member in the AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT. You see how you will see how disingenuous some person can be. He cannot even call the organization like he was in. Like he went to the Canadian talks. He cannot even call it. Some people are born evil.
And at the collapse of that Canadian talks, this movement, the people
Cameroon backed out. It didn't collapse, they backed out. And our independence, that it laid the framework of our independence. There were international bodies that were involved in that discussion.
People's Rights Advocacy Platform emerged with the network that I have built on the ground.
When I hear emerge, the network I have built, when I see that narcissistic tendency when it come out, what network have you built? Who are you dealing with? Come out. If you have people on the ground, if you have things going on, fraudster.
I have worked with as the ambassador of Seseko Ayoktabi. I was a founding member of the IG. In the initial stages of this struggle, we were involved in raising arms and supporting the boys that pick up arms.
No, be very genuine. Speak your truth. Would you participated when in armed struggle, Capo? We took you in to the AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT and ADF because you had a large mouth that we thought we could use it constructively. Despite all the grooming that they gave you, anyway, you were bought out like a cheap prostitute to fight for the government. That's why you're doing that bidding now. You're working so hard, doing the bidding of the government, the enemy. Brought the collaborator in front of our people.
In Manu, under the Tigers of Ambazonia, being the deputy defense chief, one of the most credible and currently the most influential Ambazonia personality. And this is our
Capo has been the deputy defense chief. In one of the most credible. Let me repeat this piece because he said something that we need to dissect, honestly.
of Seseko Ayoktabi. I was a founding member of the IG. In the initial stages of this struggle, we were involved in raising arms and supporting the boys that pick up arms in Manu under the Tigers of Ambazonia. Being the deputy defense chief, one of the most credible and currently the most influential Ambazonia personality.
Capo, you be the deputy defense chief under what organization that makes you credible? Under the AGOS, the ADF. You be the deputy defense chief for ADF. That's where you cannot even call the names. Now, a plot, now, when I see where you dodge these words and so, now, it be intentional. It don't even call the group where it take you go for Canada. But AGOS, will pay the bills. It don't even call the group where claims to be deputy defense chief. And he claims even that it will be credible on a credible organization. Now the simple organization where he shit on now. Because he doing the work for the enemy. We'll continue.
And this is our generation, this is our war. We decided that this struggle that started to represent our collective interests have been transformed into something else. The groups that emerges, the various organizations, were full of individuals who were also seeking opportunities for political adventure and
like you,
their own personal.
That's why we're jumping from one group to the next, jumping and figuring out what to consume or what to as a scavenger. Moved from Siseko Ayotabe's group, went to how they call it, Sako. You enter the ADF. The next media tried that because that was the backbone of this revolution. That's been the backbone of this revolution. You were supposed to carry out a surgical attack to destroy from within. They pulled you out. Then you went and started a 1-month show that Capo, you have an organization, show us who you are organization. And you have spoken about having a dark forces. Why are dark forces fighting? You have talked about stopping all secession on the territory. You during the during the 11th of 1st of October, where were your forces and where are people? Where did people come out to show that they are fighting for our people?
Ambition over the population of our territory. That is why our struggle have been so divided, and the Cameroon government have taken maximum advantage of that.
Yeah, that's why they took you as one of those people to study the divided revolution. That's why they bought body over.
8 years counting, we see that it is time for us, in view of the Cameroon concession, to seek for a new social contract and to end this war and end the suffering of our people.
Social contract with who? Your oppressor? You go and beg your oppressor? On what terms? You have begged for over 60 years, nothing changed. They spelled out very clearly they wanted to annex and assimilate us. Then you lay down your weapons where you have shown your capability in defending your people. You lay down your weapons, go back and beg to live with your oppressor. Sickly.
On both sides. That is why my organization have made this declaration to end
Capo, you call your organization. You first say Dr. Eba again a one-man show. Capo, you know that we are struggling and we are out there in public fighting for our people. Who are you? What is your organization if you are not like the Republic of Cameroon? Stop playing this dirty game, please.
Proceed from hostility against the state of Cameroon and pursue through peaceful means a negotiated settlement to resolve this matter.
So when they consult you, I you know the wording. When they consult you, we talk say they be trying to resolve this issue just to give us a little bit of concession. What if we have? What will be the outcome? Lock them up, rush them out of the country. They escaped. So, or how you going to how you can negotiate that kind of people? How can you negotiate with those type of people? You are going to lay down your weapons, then you go and talk to them again. What are you bringing on the table as a leverage? Let's stop this foolishness.
And we count on all goodwill Cameroonians, both Francophones and Anglophones.
Oh, you beg them. You are begging your people, Capo, because you are Cameroon. Be very clear about that, your intentions.
To rally together behind this initiative to support for a
initiative, Capo. Cameroon initiative, because Ambassador no get no initiative. You are a pure liberal Cameroon. You stand for one Cameroon. It's just you. You made your point very clear. That's where you stand. And that's how we see you.
Negotiated settlement. The idea that some people
use the big word, negotiated, where is the word, even though they don't broke grammar. Negotiated settlement. Oh, go ahead.
Within the regime led by Pobia, because he's the president of that country, that somehow they can bring a solution that exclude the people who have fought for the problem which they have agreed that is somehow possible. That is not true. Since the special status was granted in 2019, over 600 Cameroon military personnel have been killed. Of course, we have had significant losses.
Okay. But people, he is saying that they granted special status. That's why I said, like, Cameroon have a monologue. And if their special status was something to consider that he is championing, why did the hostilities continue? Why did he continue to kill our people? They have to defend our people. Why? If he thought the special status was, if he thought it was the solution to our problem, and if he thinks, and that's what he's advocating for, why they continue killing our people if they are granting the special status to us?
The battle takes place in our territory, in the English-speaking part, and it pains us the most, but there is death on both sides. And we hope that Pobia will be able to keep aside his own ego.
Hope. Capo, hope is not a strategy to become an independent state or to even have concern. Hope is not a strategy. Have you ever taken hope to obtain something? So you are starting a hope. You hope.
And engage in a negotiated settlement. And as elections are coming in Cameroon,
you see,
that in the ballot.
That is the point. Now, why don't we go head and nail for no show Cameroon, no give a bad image of Cameroon, to validate their oppression and subjugation of territory. Now, you don't talk about election like 2 times. They normally get a bad face.
Ballot of this election, the resolution of this crisis should be in the ballot box if elections are to take place in Cameroon.
Which ballot box, Capo? When I hear people just see Peddled, which ballot box? And how? Discussed by who? On what terms? Who wants to vote? Stop playing with words, things you have very little information about. You have very little knowledge about. You don't think you are stupid, Capo.
Want all Cameroonians to rally and say that autonomy for the English-speaking.
You want it on what are you bargaining with? Or we want all Cameroonians to stand and say that autonomy. Let's not forget one thing. Our people not even ask for full-fledged autonomy. We ask for concessions to maintain our identity. And what did that result in? Locking, killing, maiming of our people. Then you go now and you are going to say, oh, we're going to still ground with this. Is that not stupid? The people cannot respect us because we have arms and they have arms. They are running away from their military posts because of the work that our fighters are doing on the ground. Then this guy is telling us, lay down your weapons to be completely decimated, right? And he's trying to, one of his tasks is to ensure that the election go through smoothly. That's why it's so hard. And that's why they could invite him on this type of platform to push this type of puke.
In regions should be on the ballot box our people should be given a way to come out of this crisis with
Even the constitution of the Republic of Cameroon, do we even have a space there? Oh, the ballot box should come out. Should. So you really believe in these people. You trust them. Let's just play devil's advocate. You believe that these are people who can really work with them.
their dignity and their honor. And that is what we are pushing for in this our campaign. This ceasefire, this cessation of hostility, which we have announced, is
you announced it with whom? Who are you? Show your face, Capo. Show a group of people who announce the cessation of hostility. You like an agent, a paid agent, talking about bringing our issue on their ballot box. No, there is nothing. We only have to sit on the table as we start in Canada to negotiate their exit from our land. There's nothing like putting anything in the ballot box. That's what your prime minister is telling you to tell us. No.
For our dark forces which are on the ground.
Our dark forces. Look, stop playing this dirt. You might not be playing foolish. Your dark forces, you have told people, fighters, 1 year ago to lay down their arms and stop fighting immediately. Then he's talking about these dark forces on the ground. What kind of confusion is this? Let's go ahead.
We have asked them to preserve their weapons for their personal self-defense only and do not engage.
Their personal self-defense are defending what?
Any longer in any hostility in Cameroon or in the English-speaking part of Cameroon.
1st of October, where were dark forces that you spend your whole time praising other activists of other fighters, nationalist power forces on the ground? Where are dark forces coming? Where were they? Where were they actually? I told them I have my dark forces. Liar.
And these have set the stage, and other forces in our territory are also flexible to even engage in ceasefire, depending on how the Cameroon
this guy is a daydreamer. The biggest confusion is that you can find walking and playing around people's lives.
And reciprocate. We hope that they will do so, but there is lack of
hope is not a strategy, Capo.
Hope, because the way they reacted with the Canadian talks coming out to say that nothing happened, when the Canadians are saying that we were there, we had signatures on the ground.
Okay, and these are the people that you want to go and work with, you want to go and stay under them. You are saying that you don't want Cameroon to be split. You want no, we want to be under you, and then you trust them when they are acting like that.
So, but we are hopeful that if the Cameroonian
hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy.
They come together and support this initiative. This is the first time a separatist movement.
What will spur them into separating this up into coming and standing behind this? What will spur the Cameroonians? You drop your weapon, they go and talk to them. Hey, you are carrying your weapon of your own special protection. Don't fight. Then you go to a table. Please, can you give us special status? Can you just give us our identity and our
movement have put on the table a solution that do not involve the splitting of the country, but
a solution that does not involve a splitting of the country. So he is for one Cameroon, and he speaks for like Cameroon, not for Ambazonians. That's why I say he is not an Ambazonian. Now the year he talk for him out, nothing to split his country. So he's for Cameroon. I want to listen to what will come off this guy mouth. He is for Cameroon. At times we talk when they will doubt. Now he openly come out and they are testing.
Involve one country, two people.
One country. We were formerly one country with hundreds of 360 of people, different tribes. So don't bring that bullshit here. One county, two people. What did we start off with? Where did we start off with? If that octogenarian, if she don't fall, for France talk saying their plan was to assimilate us. And you think, what leverage do you have to think that they're gonna change? What terms have they ever respected dealing with us? Now the federal constitution will be tell Trump, where they be put as they will never change it. Then you still want to believe you are really stupid. You have that mindset.
Where we can all agree and coexist in this beautiful place that we have once called Cameroon, the miniature of Africa. And let us
all Cameroon, the miniature.
Put beside the shame that this war have brought on both sides.
Okay,
on both sides. You see, he is directly championing the one Cameroon agenda. So Capo is not an Amazonian. The spokes of the AGOC made it very clear in our last outing. Capo is not an Amazonian. And it became clear and clear. Capo they fight for people. They fight for Cameroon.
We'll be coming back to you. Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, you have gone through this communique that was issued by the People's Rights Advocacy Platform led by Capo Daniel. Your first reaction when you saw the communique?
First, I want to thank you, Capo Daniel, for taking this bold step to do what is right, what is just, and what is good. Now, you are doing exactly what His Eminence Christian Cardinal Toomey of blessed memory wanted for the people.
Understand one thing, Mr. So-called doctor. Cardinal Toomey also conducted a referendum. Let me put it this way: he did a sample population and did some sort of survey. Over 90% of people want to be free. So don't go quoting him and thinking that that's what the people want. He himself said the people want to be free. He did a sampling population and came out with a conclusion. You are just one of those tools that the government is using to try to stifle our people. You are a bootlicker. So before I go, let me define you as one of those bootlickers sitting on our necks in maintaining our oppression.
We all rejected him on both sides. The fighting Anglophones, they rejected him. The government also rejected him, and he went away with his pain. But
understand one thing: Christian Cardinal Toomey documented highly that he did sample the population, figure out what they want. I want outright independence. So don't you have to call it out the way it is. Don't use his name and lie to our people.
I'm here to continue in the light of what he wanted for Cameroon. I will continue to speak.
No, please don't lie. I'll call you out for your bullshit. Christian Cardinal Toomey made it very clear, even in all his interviews, the people want to be independent. They want to secede. They don't want to be free people. So don't lie over a dead man's name. Don't lie.
Speak his mind. I will continue to speak his wishes. And what I can tell all Cameroonians is that whatever Cardinal Toomey wanted for this nation is what will happen, and we'll all have it. It will be one nation with two people.
You see, these are the bootlickers who come and are peddling this lie from the government. I mean, one nation with two. No, we are not part of them. These are the control opposition. They carry this big title, doctor or whatever. Don't believe in it. Amazonian people don't believe in this fakeness. These things don't carry any weight nowadays. We've seen in this evolution. They use them as some things to claim some relevance. But they are being used to continue to keep the boot of the oppressor on your necks. So don't mind about this title that they put there. These are fake people who now have any spine to stand and speak the truth.
Peoples. There will be West Cameroon, there will be East Cameroon, there will be a president, a vice president, The capital of West Cameroon shall be in Numba. The capital of East Cameroon shall be at Ebebda. The capital of the Center region shall be in Balmayo. The capital of the Southwest region shall be in a place called Alu, not very far from Manyemen, on the way to.
So you already have that plotted. Where is this thing coming from? And the guy is so serious and pointing those places. Where is it coming with these names, with these things?
Kumba. So these are the things that are going to happen. And among some of
happen on our watch. Listen how he speaks, and he's trying to be so serious. Who is going to make it happen? Who kick rocks?
the other things that are going to happen, we will have to take out all the graduates from ENAM that are ruling in the nation and give back power to the people, because most of the problems that are created in this country come from ENAM, which is a tool.
I want to ask you, what tool and what leverage do you have to do that? We are a new colonial project from France. Like all the Cameroon is a new colonial project from France, and we are just collateral damage in this new colonial project. So all what you're saying, like all the Cameroon, all their laws and their written is being controlled for control in France. They say Paris, whatever they call it. So you are talking on what terms? You call yourself a doctor, you cannot even dissect and understand the structure of Francophone countries across Africa, and even the so-called Republic of Cameroon.
Of the French to
Yeah,
divide
but
the people.
how do you achieve what you just talking about? Because
Good question.
there must be political machination or machinery that should bring what you're saying to light. You are a militant of the CPDM party. How do you achieve what you're saying?
That's fine.
Does it fall in line with what your party advocates for?
So now let's go back a little bit. In 2017, when the war was picking steam in 2017, that was around February. Prime Minister Philemon Yang came to Bamenda and had a meeting at the Congress Hall. I was at that meeting, and I think I was wearing this very jacket that
the jacket doesn't have, it doesn't say what you have to say.
And in the course of the discussions, I stood up and I said one thing, and I continue to say it. I said, Mr. Prime Minister, the government of Cameroon has sinned against the people. The government of Cameroon has done a couple of wrong things. And I also said, those that have picked up guns and are fighting have also done something wrong.
Stupid. We are defending our people. Stop playing this bullshit in front of our people. Don't stop this BS. What have we done? We are protecting our people. And I know Cameroon, they have attested in several instances that they have people who commit genocide. Look at the Kumba genocide that they went to school and killed children. Target on us. Look at the Ngabu massacre. All the massacres that are happening in our land, the killing of young men, these are the people who are sharing this mess. Some of you people will not go. Look at, we made it very clear, we've said it. There will be no truth and reconciliation in Ambazonia. There will not be truth and reconciliation. There will be tribunals. And these are the traitors amongst us, pretending and claiming some level of legitimacy, and they're speaking rubbish.
That means both sides have failed the people.
No, you tell both sides, no, we have been defending our people. Nationalist forces are there to defend our people. The people can sneak, infiltrate us, both at the, I'll call it, civilian level, like this Ngong on the stage, and also bees, of which we have caught some of them and dealt with them, to cause internal strife and stress amongst our revolution. We are coming out clean on the other end. Don't say both sides have done evil. No. Don't play that dirty game. Dr. So-called what?
They have done wrong things. And what we ought to have done at that material moment, I mean, Prime Minister Philemon is down, Young is leaving, the governor of the Northwest, they are all leaving, and there were many other people there. That's what I said. And I went on to say this: let us all forgive each other. The government should forgive the Anglophones, and
then what have we done? You see this stupidity. These are the type of people that cause the hell that we are going through. What did we do that they are forgiving us? They have been killing us for the past 60-something years, tormenting us, gone on record that their plan has been to assimilate us. Then we beg for forgiveness. Just at the juncture in 2017, we asked for them to allow us to even operate our educational systems and our legal system. Just leave that to us. What was the result? Killing, shooting, chasing our people out of the country. Then you intend them to forgive us for what? What did we do? We marched with plans on the street, asking and telling that enough is enough. How did they welcome us? Helicopter gunships. You stand and tell the Republican that they should forgive us. What did we do? Please stop that nonsense.
Anglophones should forgive the government. Let us talk.
We are not part of them. They have shown us for this past 60-something years that we're not part of them. Stop dreaming. You are so Stockholm syndrome. Stay with them. We the nationalists and we who believe in the freedom of our land will continue this battle until our land is free.
Over these things genuinely and solve the problem. And if we had done that, all this killing and destruction, waste of money will not have been there.
So you talk to them and they didn't solve the problem. They kept on killing us. We should have just had for them to finish us off, right? And you already asked the question, how are you going to achieve all this? You are saying why you were proposing and they didn't hit to it. I don't know whether your doctorship is for being what. Your doctorateship is in what. This is pure stupidity. If you cannot use your critical thinking to understand you are dealing with barbarians, people who don't compromise. Their only language is violence. I don't know why you have done some history. You have gone through the history of our land to understand what these people have done to us, to understand the intention on us. I mean, you sit and you see talk as if you are. You drink water.
But we choose not to do so.
We who?
In any case, His Excellency Philemon Yang was trying his best, actually, to see how he could move the agenda to satisfy everybody. And I remember he was still negotiating with the teachers and so on, and the other people at Ayaba, when one of our ministers, another Anglophone, was talking of some rubbish on a foreign TV station, which irritated everybody and caused a lot of trauma and damage. The same thing too happened when this current prime minister, when he was also trying to negotiate and see how he could talk softly to both sides and solve the problem. One other minister, again, I don't know if the same minister or another one, still went on, was it RFE or whatever, and still talked that rubbish. And it is this acidic language that has pushed us to where we are. People will talk rubbish and now create a very dangerous situation in the nation. They are not fighting. Their children are not fighting. They go and recruit the children of others to carry the guns and fight, be they soldiers on both sides or whatever. So we create a problem where children...
Mr. On both sides. The nationalists in the Ambazonian, the nationalist fighters in the Ambazonian territory, they are not convinced by people to fight. They know that they are enslaved. They know that they are under oppression. They know they are under occupation. So you think, if you think again, think twice. If you think that they are being convinced to fight, they don't know the people that are fighting in our territory. You don't know them. They don't fight for anybody. They fight for their land. Let's go ahead.
of other people are dying, and we are talking nonsense. That has been the problem. And unfortunately, along the line,
all this gesticulation and is for what, man? Go to the point. The journalist has asked you, how are you going to achieve that? Go ahead.
The cardinal wanted to see how Anglophones would come together, so we talk over this thing, then go to this so-called national dialogue and speak with one voice. But unfortunately, problems were still brewing, and what many people thought was good enough was to torpedo what the cardinal was trying to do. And today we are suffering because we lack wisdom. I remember telling someone who attended that meeting with us in the Congress Hall.
Given the historical context of what happened, this guy is asking that you have listed all the things that's going to happen. They're going to put this. You are saying the capital will be this. He said, how are you going to achieve that? All these things, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. That people come and they're just speaking water in the air, and let's go ahead.
I said, I don't know what I said it on the floor or I said it personally. I said wisdom is stronger than appointment. The problem of Cameroon is that we have a lot of people who are appointed, but who lack wisdom.
No, let me tell you something. Cameroon is a new colonial project. Those people are selected to continue the healthy existence of new colonization. If you have not competence to understand, they don't work for the interests of the people, they work for the interests of the French. If up to this moment, you have not dissected it, then you have some issues. We are critical thinking.
And because you lack wisdom, you create a lot of suffering for the nation, you create a lot of suffering for the people, because you lack truth, because you lack love, you lack empathy, and you don't respect people.
All while you are listening, they don't pick, they don't appoint, they're not this one there to fight for our people. They are there to continue, they are there for the continuation of the new colonial project. If you don't know that.
So it's a behavioral problem where people think more of themselves than the common good, and they create all these problems. They kill others and think they are doing a great job. The president of the republic, President Paul Biya, can appoint you fair and good, but an appointment in itself calls for you to have wisdom. If you don't have wisdom and you have power, you will use it to cause a lot of damage, and that's what we are suffering today.
Did this answer people? Did this answer this question? That's why sometimes they put some type of people in the air to speak a bunch of nothings. This is pure water. The judge asked him, you say you are going to have this capital here, have this here. And he asked him a simple question. How? You went round and round, but you didn't even answer what he said. You are a problem amongst Ambazonians. And a problem that you are calling out, you are one of them.
Okay. Capo, Daniela, I'll read from your communique. It says, its members have unanimously adopted a resolution to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state in regards to the resolution to end all hostilities.
People, I'm laughing, my people, I'm laughing. I know I'm doing analysis. But this guy is a good one, a good point. He asked this other man why. He didn't give any why and how they're going to achieve all what they are talking about. Let's listen to what
this against the Cameroon state to the Ambazonia conflict. We are resolved to choose the non-violent approach to our fight for the right of self-determination of the English-speaking people of Cameroon. Now,
of the English-speaking people of Cameroon. So Capo is still pandering to the one Cameroon agenda. Capo speaks on one Cameroon agenda. But by the way, I want to pull up something. Let me pull up something so you can listen.
Now using one of ours, Chris Anu and Samuel Sako, whether you want to like them or not, They are working for La République du Cameroon. They have compromised our independence. They want something less. They are doing it the wrong way. Even if a leader wants to have a compromise on the negotiation table, you have to do it in a transparent manner, in an honest manner. You don't have to run anybody under the bus. They want to frame Ayabacho, the ADF and the AGOFC as terrorists, as extremist forces, so that they are going to sell them to gain the special status that Paul Biya have promised them.
That's Ngong. Okay. It seems like the Sako and the Chris they went and took their own salt. So Capo was angry, he would have gone fast and got his. So he was angry and he came out with that feature on them. Now he gave his own salt for special status, that's why now he's comfortable. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to what this guy had to say.
When you say you have chosen the non-violent approach, how do you intend to go about it?
We have a very robust team that have been engaging for the past, I think, 11 months to campaign for direct negotiation.
And Capo, who are the people? You cannot be fighting for your people and your face is not out there for the people to know who you are. You have a very robust, because he uses, notice the word, very robust team. Capo has very robust team. A robust team that the fighters should lay down the weapons and go and have a negotiation. Capo, which team are you talking about? Mr. Special Status, Mr. One Cameroon. I'm not just making words out. People are hearing saying that.
And to seek for this new social contract. And I'm very glad my friend Dr. Ngong, who is a member of CPDM, have also shown sympathy and show some compassion, which we expect from all Cameroonians.
So Mr. Ngong is a Cameroonian. He has shown sympathy, so he's sympathizing with the Ambazonians. Mr. Ngong, and these are Anglophone. That's what I'm saying. Not all Anglophones are Ambazonians. You might come from a region where you operate like a Cameroon. I will see you for who you are. You are like Cameroon. And he's praising one of his own colleagues.
This program that we have issued, a peace plan paper that called for autonomy from the Constitution of Cameroon that divulged power to the English-speaking region, is a reasonable middle ground that we believe should resolve this war. Enough of the killing.
Capo, for the past 60 years, the Azon Waras and the rest, they did that. They struggled to force it into the Constitution. They did everything. What new thing are you presenting that they have not presented? What is new? You think we picked up arms because you like to fight? They were killing us slowly and rapidly. What else? What are you trying to? What have people, Amazonia? What is Capo trying to present that our people in the past have not presented? What is he presenting? And who is he doing that with? He is speaking on whose behalf? Mr. One Cameroon. Let's go ahead.
We have successfully have some international partners that are willing to help us.
Look, let's not be stupefying ourselves. Capo is talking about One Cameroon. If it's a One Cameroon program, then international bodies are seeing it as an internal issue. They are seeing, and these are the people who are muddying the water for our independence. Anyway, he works for the government for the Cameroon. He is for One Cameroon. So it's not an Ambazonian. Let's be clear about that. It is very clear. If you, that's why the Cameroon did everything possible to convert this to an internal strife. When they were trying to organize other things out, it was like trying to first of all figure out how we can say no, it's our problem, we're going to solve it. And that's what he is championing. So you cannot be championing, and they cannot have an international issue. You got to be international body to come and also playing those big words with people. Don't think that you're talking to who, man? You're talking to kindergarten children can even decipher this foolish. Let's say you're putting out there. Now, when you speak against all international parties, to feel important and serious. Stop spewing this BS. Man, you need to retire. Or this is a BS when you put that out all the time.
Us as we move along this journey to campaign and to meet other international partners, because the way the regime in Yaoundé operates is nobody cannot understand how they are so out of touch. One part of the party.
No, they are out of touch, but you think you can negotiate with them. They are out of touch. A counter is not confusion, but you want to be a part of that type of country. That you don't know who is governing. So you are trying to hold this negotiation with who? Let's go ahead.
Party or one part of the country is negotiating, the other one will come and sabotage, as Dr. Nick have said, and they are all over the place. But there is one thing that I think,
and those are the people who take it serious, right?
It's obvious to everybody, and this should be an eye opener to the people in Cameroon. There is the case in Cambe where the Cameroon military leaked their investigation into the bomb that was planted during the 11th February that killed 2 people, a young teenager, and had 3 women their legs.
And this is the people that you think you want to deal with them, you want to live with them. And they're killing us. You are telling us to lay down our weapons. Ngong.
Were decapitated. It has now turned out that that bomb was planted by the driver of the mayor of Nkambe, who was seen with Ngala Gerard sharing money to the people to participate in 11th February. So an attack that was supposed to disrupt the 11th February was carried out by the people who were organizing that same 11th February.
And they kill us in any way, shape, or form, but you want to stay partnership with them. You want to stay under their umbrella. A typical example of Stockholm Syndrome. You might be with Liberia Cameroon, that's fine, but we are gone. Join them on this fight. Join them and fight us, as you have been doing. We'll cross all of you.
On behalf of the Cameroon government. So you have people within the regime who are making money out of this.
Capo Daniel, Capo, that is your assertion. We have not had that information. That could be the narrative that is coming from your bench, because what we have gathered is some
Capo has the bench.
how contrary to what you're saying.
I would like to hear, because we have listened to audio messages from the investigation that was leaked. We have heard that
just as we heard audio messages on Liberia Cameroon general squeezing your neck to do hard, to work harder. That's why you are coming hard on the nationalists.
We have heard the Cameroon main propagandists who have been helping them is in the name of Ponda Titles.
Is your colleague?
Who was campaigning that the Cameroon,
because you have one Cameroon
military should not go after those vigilante groups who are implicated in this particular case. All of them.
So the vigilante group is still part of Liberia Cameroon. That's what I'm saying, that when this guy was talking of both sides, no. They implant themselves and they cause mayhem, and then they try to taint our integrity. Still the work of the enemy. But these are the people that these other 2 hoodlums will come and sit in public and say that we should stay with them. And one guy who calls himself the doctor will come and tell us to apologize for them killing us. We should apologize to Cameroon. When they are killing us, we go and apologize. Man, if you have a sword, fall on your sword.
They have run away from Cambe, and I would like you to do your investigation after that. But that is not the main point. The main point we are saying is that this war have evolved. It also have an economic part of it. There are people who benefit to see the war go on both sides. But it is time for us now.
When people hear it, they give it on both sides. Capo is your kind who pretend and wear the cloth of ambassador that is feeding off of this evolution from the enemy.
Of all Cameroonians of good faith, why the poor Biya, who is very old, still is in power to resolve this problem and not to pass it to the next generation or to the next region.
The same Paul Biya that has said that his mission was to assimilate us, you are begging him to resolve what?
regime that may emerge. It is the right time to do the right thing.
You are singing, you are just singing to the choir. Who will do what? What is the leverage to pull them to do what they are supposed to do? Fellow Amazonians, the only way out for us is gone diplomacy. There is just no negotiation. There is no way out for us.
We are calling on all Cameroonians of good faith.
You are calling on them like who? Like who? To do what?
Look ourselves in the eye and say, is this problem too difficult for us to handle? The people of the Southern Cameroon, I don't think there is any Francophone who is so interested in controlling how we govern our affairs there in Boya and in Kumba.
Say that today. Go and tell, what are you thinking this man? What do you smoke? Go and look at all administrators in our territory. Nearly all of them are from the Republic of Cameroon. Just one simple sampling. The governors are all from the Republic of Cameroon. The DOs, most of them are from the Republic of Cameroon. So what are you telling us?
In Bamenda, our people deserve that preservation, even of the bilingual nature of the country. We cannot agree on a form of bilingualism and say English and French are equal when we know that.
Capo, you are singing this to the birds. Our elders have done this, gone. All our elders have been there. Ba Azonwara and the rest, Abemukong, the ones that are in chill. What else are you trying to tell us that they have not done? That you think you will go and stand with this year, finish it, and you think they will listen to you. A weaver bird, someone who skips from one place, you are hopping from one place to the next, like a chicken without a head, and they should listen to what you are saying.
We are the minority. In a place like Canada, the French part of Canada is protected by autonomy. They govern themselves. The French language is dominant in Quebec. We want similar situation in Cameroon.
This guy always brings up this talk about Canada. I want people to understand something. Quebec has had about 3 to 4 instances to decide whether to be free or not. They have had about 3 to 4 instances. And they had a referendum and decided to stay within Canada. So don't bring that BS in our midst and always using it. When you allow some people to peddle some lies, use false premise to compare our situation with them, hold them on their tails. Quebec has had the opportunity. If you are talking about Collaborator, cannot apply that same principle on us. Give us the opportunity to vote and decide whether I want to leave or to stay with them. Have they ever given us a chance? So don't be comparing apples and oranges. Don't play that foolishness. This is not even apple and orange, even round. This is bananas and apple. You're trying to compare. Don't pull that one again on our people.
Where the English-speaking part have their own administration, the English language is the dominant language and the medium of study in schools, why we can learn French as a language.
Capo, we started off with a sham federation and slowly and steadily they encroach us with the objective of assimilating us. When you talk about Quebec and Canada, Quebec has a right to decide whether to be free or to stay. And they have exercised that right about 3 or 4 good times. The last one was in the 90s. So look how you're telling that lies in front of our people and say, oh, this is possible. No. They have shown us for the past 6 something that we're not part of them. Get that you are norms call. Or you go join them and stay and fight us. We know you're part of them fighting us.
And become bilingual. out of choice. So this is the right thing to do. We are hoping that the international community will support this.
Hope is not a strategy, Capo. Hope is not a strategy. You get me? Hope is not a strategy.
Position that we have supported, we have put forth. We are also hoping that Paul Biya, at this his old age,
Mr. Hope
should think about his legacy. The idea that
it doesn't matter, Capo. Forget about that bullshit. Legacy. It doesn't matter. You don't even know who you are dealing with. You don't know the people you are dealing with.
Want to bring a solution that has nothing or no input for those who were fighting for the same problem. They themselves have now accepted that indeed this problem have a root cause from our origin as being people from the British Southern Cameroon. That is really not attainable.
Do you know why they have to even accept Capo if they are even accepted? Because of our guns. You get me? It's because of our guns. We are standing mano to mano with them.
For them. They can never have a complete military victory. Yes, on our side, we have failed.
Yeah, listen, people. We say they can never have a complete military victory over us because we are strong. And we are marching them mano to mano. They are fleeing their outposts. But he wants us to lay our weapons. And he's begging like Cameroon. Anyway, he says people because he says he wants we should stay as one Cameroon. Let's continue that.
We have seen our own shortcoming. We started this war as a result of self-defense. The movements have been hijacked by an ideology that in itself is self-defeating.
It has been hijacked by an ideology that is self-defeating. What ideology, Capo? Use the word, be explicit. And what is self-defeating? That is far away. What is self-defeating? I hear you call the egg of the extremes. The same organization that gave you the platform to have a voice. That's the ideology. The ideology of freedom, the idea of being independent to Capo is being extreme. That is what he is saying. Fighting to be independent is extreme.
And our people, the youth, our people on the ground, you saw for the first time, you saw even Amazonian fighters in Bui protesting on the street.
Lies. That is lies. Which fighters? I'm from Bui. And I know the nationalist fighters in Bui. Stop these lies, Capo. Stop peddling these lies. Not fighters. They are that so-called dark forces that is pretending to be a part of us.
Against extreme groups within our struggle.
Our extreme groups, people who are asking for money and fighting for independence, also have been killed. To him, they are extremists. For a demand for independence, you demand for your rights. You refuse to suffer from Stockholm syndrome as he is doing. You are an extremist. Cowardice at times, you just need to take time and listen to what people are saying. You can define, you can use them as synonyms to cowardice.
The Cameroon military is not to say that they are free. We have seen they were burning houses, but we have seen some changes, a little bit changes in their behavior.
They changed, they stopped burning because our people stopped them from burning those houses. Our fighters stopped them from doing that with IEDs, with guns, we are chasing them. So you tell me, you want to tell me that we should lay down our weapons for them to continue to burn us and send us into extinction? Is their ambition?
Nevertheless, we are saying it is time for reconciliation.
Never.
It is time for us to seek for a new social contract.
You are seeking the contract. So you use the word social contract. You are seeking the contract with someone that doesn't have any deal to contract with you. On what basis? To go and beg again and stay under them. Just simple common sense. Where did this sham whole union start off? Federation. Where are we now? What is the guarantee that tomorrow we're not even be in a worse place if they're even dreaming or thinking about that? So you think our fighters died for this? You should be ashamed of yourself.
To seek for an inclusive solution where the...
You hear the words inclusive. Inclusive. That's what the political community is struggling to contain this fighting. That's why he uses specific words, not for nothing. They have been trying to create the scenario as an inclusive issue. It's a product, it's an internal issue. And that's what he's been trying to push out there. Mr. One Cameroon. He's like a Cameroon spokesperson.
English-speaking people will feel that we have a just solution that protects our own specificity.
Just solution that protects our specificity. Capo, I mean, I don't know whether you smoke now. We can't play it all the crap. I want to ask our people that did this man wake up to start saying these things? Has he done his own research? Does he know that our elders had fought so hard to nail with what he's saying? And then when he sees us saying that enough is enough, this is a red line. We have nothing to do with these people anymore. We're going for outright independence. Our boys are fighting on the ground and in blood and soil. Then he calls us extremists. The same person.
The Cameroon government have already agreed that we have a root cause problem. Now, how do you solve it? Do you come and you are giving us a conciliator, a public conciliator, over power over the mayors and the
Oh, you know that it's not working. So what are you trying to say, Capo? That I'm saying we are a new colonial project from France. You fought and told you had the mayors, they implanted the government delegates on you. So you think you can still work with this set of people? Capo, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know for sure that we are a new, I mean, under the we are just victims of circumstances. That's why we're trying to cut ourselves off from them so they can continue a new project in France.
The people that were elected, we never had a problem with the mayors in the first place. We had a problem with the governors and the SDO. We want a devolution of power where the functions of the governor is specified by the constitution. You are governing over what? What is your jurisdiction? What are your duties?
And that's the country that you believe that you can strike, make deals with them. You can draft policies or constitution and put things and work with them. Capo, Ngong. The people who can make very good, but none of them respect. Is that the country that you think we can really, after having shed blood, after having received all this abuse, you are there advocating for us to sit and continue to receive abuse from the Cameroon? The death of our mothers, you are trying to trample on their graves with this BS that you're putting out there.
Jeez. Where is the civil service that supports that duty? We want our own budget. What
you want? How are you going to achieve it? What gives you the backing on that?
You manage. We don't want puppet governors and puppet SDOs and DO. We want the people to be given the power to elect them and rule themselves under this condition.
Capo Daniel, when you say you've noticed that, okay, the victory is not possible, there are many persons who would say you are speaking for yourself and that the fighting must go on till the last man standing. How do you...
This general will kill us. This guy is going to kill us.
Consider or conclude that the war is not winnable? What makes you to take that posture?
First of all, we were fighting this struggle from the beginning as a result of self-defense. Our villages were being burned. Some SDO were calling on our people to leave their villages and go to Nigeria. And the Cameroon military was very excessive. This is something that many independent human rights organizations.
And what has stopped the excessiveness? Our fighters, our valiant fighters. They cannot go to some areas because they are not sure that they're really going to survive. That's why they don't go in. We blow their armor cars all with IEDs. We chase them in their post, they run away. Then you think we're not going to win this World Cup? They themselves are testing and say they cannot win us. We want us to drop our weapons and give in.
Have well documented. In that, our action in self-defense, we also exert our own identity by saying we want independence. Siseko declared our independence as a result of the inaction or rejection of negotiation by the Cameroon government. So we have evolved as well. We must look at the reality and say that, militarily speaking, we cannot defeat Cameroon.
Says who? Says who that we cannot defeat Cameroon militarily speaking? You, with your one Cameroon, we who you are like Cameroon, speak on behalf of your people.
Internationally, we have not been able for 8 years to have recognition of our independence.
Capo, people who fight independence and who are fighting for freedom, there's no timeline. Eritrea fought for 30 years. They are proud, dignified people. East Timor fought for years and years. South Africa stood for a very long time. Capo, we from the AGOVC and the nationalists, we know that we might not see the freedom we are fighting for. You are the ones who came into this revolution with an empty bag, looking for a place to grasp something. And you are trying to take your cut, and you are taking your own cut from the enemy. You are pushing the enemy's agenda. Let's go ahead and hear what it says.
The prospect to have that is very slim, or doesn't exist at all.
Who told you that? Because you say so? Whimsical fellow? Agent of double speak? Who told you that? It's part of your mission with Liberia Cameroon to try to dumb down our people's psyche. We are winning this battle in every way, shape, or form.
So it is rational. It's for our people's sake. This is not politics. I'm not a politician. We are there to fight for the life and identity of the Anglophones.
That is being taken away. And we are fighting with arms to protect them. So what are you saying, young man?
Since the Cameroon government have suggested this is a problem, the fighting have not stopped. It is not because somebody is remote controlling the voice. It's because on the ground, the people know that this solution does not reflect their aspiration and it does not resolve the problems.
But you said we should stop fighting. And you say we should stop fighting. You know how they have not resolved our problem, we should stop fighting. How contradictory is that? Let's go ahead.
That they were fighting for in the first place. Of course, there will be Amazonian groups that are extreme that will say that let us fight for independence, whether we can have it or not.
So you get it. Now he's calling those who are fighting for independence as extremists. Let me play what Capo said a couple of months ago. Where is that his stuff?
Operating around those that are stronger, that are effective. That's what we should be doing. In diplomatic, the Ambassador Governing Council is a member of the OMPO, the biggest lobbyist firm for people who want independence. The Ambassador Governing Council have secured an endorsement for our struggle from a European Parliament that has representative in the European Parliament in Brussels, and we have seen the results today. The Ambassador Governing Council is the only movement that have sit face to face with the United Nations to speak, since this Ambassador uprising started for the interest and for our cause for independence. We are still the driving force. We brought together the European Institute of Peace that was sabotaged. We have the biggest footprint on the ground, the most popular in terms of the population that came out of 1st of October, in terms of the physical cash that people donate. If those cash were voted, they are voted for Ambassador Governing Council. Abacho is the most loved leader that we have. He's the most loved leader that we have, and his deputies are the most loved people.
No, people. I'm sorry, it's not a comedy, you know. Then let's keep on hearing that.
Let's fight a suicide mission where we say to the last man standing. Most of those people, over the time, you see that are people who are not really in touch with what is happening on the ground. As we have seen in the refugee camps in Nigeria.
So Capo is the one that's really in touch with what the is on the ground, not us. The same person that praised the organization is so hard.
Where I've forwarded you some of the videos. You have seen members of my organization on the ground talking to refugees. Refugees are voicing their opinion.
Your organization, Capo. You are like Great Cameroon. You are like Great Cameroon. Right now, corn will bring our hand killer. We don't settle Nigeria. They are saying, and you are seeing a lot of those videos coming up, we are not coming home until our land is free. Period. They have seen they have borne the brunt of that. They bear the brunt of this oppressive neo-colonial agenda. You claim.
I'm saying that they are tired of the war. They want to go back home. Our diaspora
and live like slaves, right? Right?
Population, they want to go back home and enjoy immunity because the ban against the consortium still stands. It makes any collective representation of our people's right to advocating for the people collectively divulged from the Constitution of Cameroon.
So the question is, my people, what will prompt Cameroon to make all these concessions that he is putting for? When they are attempting to assimilate us, what will prompt them to change? The only thing that they have is to leave our land, and we'll move them by hook or by crook. We'll beat them in the battlefield. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
That will clearly reflect that this country is one country, but it is made up of two people. We want.
Yeah, he keeps on insisting on the fact that it's one country. It's one, that's his mission. We are not one country, not one people.
To see that constitutional change. These are the hard things that can stop the war. The boys are fighting because they know that there is an injustice. And the only way we can effectively solve this problem, I'm talking to you like the father of self-defense, the person who have trained forces, who have...
Capo, you train which forces? Capo, which forces did you train? This is a thing where you carry gun on time for Hong Kong, they carry so not training that. You train which forces, Capo? Stop these lies. People, how can someone just sit in public and lie so comfortably? Which forces can you train?
Project our nationalism, the person who have represented the struggle at the highest level.
Under the A-Gov-C. Under the A-Gov-C. We sent you as one of those delegates and they cornered you and paid you money to destroy the government from within.
To demand, and with this peace plan that I am offering through this organization to the Cameroon government and the...
As who? You're offering to your Cameroon government to stay as one. You can stay with them as one. You can extend your peace plan as part of the Republic of Cameroon, but you are not part of Amazonia.
People of Cameroon to accept devolution as the basis.
You accept that what you bring on the table for them to accept? On what terms? What basis? What do you see? What are you bringing on the table for them? That as a matter of compromise negotiation, just clap your gums.
Let's sit down and talk about how we can divulge power from the Constitution. For the meantime,
as long as the rest, they tried hard with all the AACs and the rest. They were being pursued, chased in Boya. When I was in Boya, running around the whole park, they were running around post barrier when they like look around. Turks stormed one of their buildings that they were holding a meeting in.
To build confidence, release our political prisoners who accept to secede from hostility. Those who sign on to the peace plan accepts
Which peace plan? You are a shame, man.
Cameroon as one country, but insists on two people.
Yeah, accept Cameroon as one country. So you see, I keep on telling that this guy is an implant long ago and a project for one Cameroon. That's been his business. So you see him for what he is. At times we used to say this in the early phase, people thought we were joking. He's openly coming, has come out openly and he's talking about one Cameroon, one Cameroon, one Cameroon, and that is his mission. So he has that force to fight for one Cameroon.
They accept to stop fighting and seek reconciliation under the understanding that we have a negotiated settlement that will involve both sides. That is our proposition, and we are calling on all Cameroonians, and we have received very good feedback from the political elite.
They are calling on all Cameroonians. Capo, you can have this discussion with Cameroon and stay with them and do your whatever. You're not part of Ambazonia. Go and talk to Cameroon. Stay with them. We Ambazonians will keep on fighting. How can people be so cheap? No dignity, no integrity, nothing.
Leads and even some of the CPDM people are also coming. Francophones have also been reaching
CPDM, Francophone. That's why you talked about election.
Out, and we hope that by declaring that we abandon hostility.
Capo, you and who?
And embrace the peaceful method, it will open the door for people to come to us, to listen to the plight of our people, and the international community to open avenues for us to speak the plight of our people, the English-speaking.
Capo, which international community are you talking about? And what is the business in our internal problem, as you are trying to put it? You keep on stressing there's one Cameroon, one Cameroon. What is their business with your internal problem? The AGOPC internationalized this problem, and it is international, and it's on that platform they're going to solve this problem. Come rain, come sunshine. So stop confusing our people.
People whose identity are under a ridiculous attack from the
Our identity is under ridiculous attack. So identity under ridiculous attack. Where you want to stay? You want to stay? Where are people?
French-speaking region. Even the majority of Francophones do not accept this type of bilingualism that you are forcing on our people. So we should speak the truth. We should stand on the truth and forget these delusional people. There are people who will say that we will fight to the end until the last man standing. Even in Uganda, we have this type of people. The Lord Resistance Army, they are still fighting in the bushes in Uganda, but they do not represent the vast majority of our people. The vast majority.
You say you will go and pick one thing somewhere that has no correlation with what we are talking about. Just throw it there to show that he's learned, he knows what he's saying, he's studied. You shouldn't have picked something, random thing somewhere, and then fling it inside the whole thing and confuse the people, then drag it to another area and to solidify or to substantiate this point. You're not going to kids.
Of Anglophones stand with what I propose. My organization have the greatest network within our communities. We have put out videos of our members expressing the will of the refugee.
Stop this your bullshit. Stop this your bullshit. Stop this your lies. Stop this your lies. An organization that stands for one Cameroon is not Ambazonian. That is not Ambazonian. Don't use the word Ambazonian and call it now and associate yourself with it. You are not Ambazonian. You are a low-life sellout. You prostitute yourself for money to cause mayhem and damage to our people. You have the audacity to put your face in public and spill this puke. And you're ashamed of yourself. Someone was singing, "Oh, Amazonia, we must be free." We must be. And then, oh, you don't want to be free. It means to say that you want to be free. There's something that I want to address before I end. I'll leave this as part one. This is what part one for the video. There is something that I want to address. I got an audio from this dude that is challenging he's challenging the AGOC and the leadership to carry out an action for 7 days. This is the confusion that you people think we can take seriously. Please give me a minute. Let me sort out that audio because it's very important. Just give me a minute. Let me sort out that audio. Just give me a minute. Let me sort out that audio. Sorry about that. Let me sort out that audio because I need to play it. I got this audio from Ngong. That was not from him. Someone saying that he's the one that played this audio. I want to make sure we get it.
Shows you gain class, and even as an top soul, as the force that gave instant cessation of hostility. The civil defense forces that will get on board inside the private vehicle, killing, I think, 5 Cameroon military people, then take their weapon and go down. This one, it showed the Cameroon government. Say, they will say they will continue the.
But he wants us to drop our weapons. Why he directly can only force the need had it cost me and hotel. When we find that they carried out action, will claim say it make it show them. So I want to ask now see the bunch of confusion with this element in the portrayal. This man they say he don't follow, or maybe like the spirit of the picking away, he sell them out in the hunting.
So that they will continue to die. If they hear from people that are challenging or they be deceived, they are picking the bulletin, who are picking the bulletin. The cycle of violence and the poor people they will suffer. So, really one issue the Cameroon government say, not only a negotiated settlement will bring just peace for our people.
Negotiated settlement where he call the deal, and the only deal with us one total outright independence as part of a settlement. That's what we're settling for. If we call we extremists.
So I am to see the government and look at now Jamie Amazonian find that.
Okay.
We say your area when you be power. You one I say you keep.
This is someone that sat and you know openly attest for years saying we should run for one of the most reputable organization for the highest level under the AGOC. On inside the revolution, under AGOC. He claims to be defense chief for one of the AGOC. One of the ADF, or sorry, be assistant defense chief of the ADF. But then at the same time, he claims the ADF they don't get fighters. At the same time, he calls an extremist. You cannot be an extremist where you're not carrying out extremist actions. And according to you, extremist is a person where you want independence. Who here the people we put out?
one eye. Show Amazonian and say you fight against the life public. Say you know being entangled in the mafia when you go on inside our country with the guns of a country or when the
Okay, he talks so mafia mafia.
War. The dogs of war. Show us. AEF.
So will be the dogs of war, will not fight, right? The ADF and the Jonah dogs of war, architects of war, they will not fight. Will be extremists, but will not fight. Will ask for independence, will fight for independence, but will not fight. Which is which?
When the architect of war, the dogs of war.
So we don't be the AGOC and the ADF now architects of war, but they didn't fight. I want to make sense out of this stupidity. When people just want to babble, to talk crap, we'll go ahead.
Us, ADF, only one attack on a city in the command. They come up and never stay. See them.
They will tell them to me, all man lay their weapons down, right? They praise them. So whose side you stand? Capo? Where do you stand? Don't be confused on this. Now wait.
So in Cameroon, be serious, say the one who this war, no one can get
You go
no say only negotiated settlement of this all the matter.
Negotiated settlement. Okay, now I can put that for today. Now I'm asking again for make us now we can.
Collaborating around those that are stronger, that are effective. That's what we should be doing. In diplomatic, the Ambassador Governing Council is a member of the OMPO, the biggest lobbyist firm for people who want independence. The Ambassador Governing Council have secured an endorsement for our struggle from a European Parliament that has representative in the European Parliament in Brussels, and we have seen the results today. The Ambassador Governing Council is the only movement that have sit face to face with the United Nations to speak since this Ambazonian uprising started for the interest and for our cause for independence. We are still the driving force. We brought together the European Institute of Peace that was sabotaged. We have the biggest footprint on the ground, the most popular in terms of the population that came out of 1st of October, in terms of the physical cash that people donate. If those cash were voted, they are voted for Ambazonian Governing Council. Abacho is the most loved leader that we have. He's the most loved leader that we have, and his deputies are the most loved people.
That so I want to ask you now. Time like about the Felix sword. I tell you the protest. Say Chris Alcoholic sword, you know, leak sword. They won't take his point. More way toy sword is that called with dogs of war. He called Dr. Ayabacho and the AGOC. Look, fellow Ambazonians, if now really want to see the AGOC and the ADF, would they act already dictates for these confusionists, this lie, double agent, collaborator, they will be they will not lost touch with this revolution. They go put a lot of this diatribe out. Things they go bait we will take this dirty. No. You call we extremists because we want independence. You call we extremists, call we as people who call we dogs of war. But then you tell us we're going to fight. You call we extremists because we insist on our independence. What's how you stand? When everyone see the act say one more challenge. We do things that we don't even put her out there. It's no matter. We encourage those who are doing what those guys did, and we make personal. Me and the spokesperson will talk about it. We encourage them. That's what we want. We stand for all nationalist force on the ground. But now I mind we don't actually. We know you can showcase them. This is not a social media war. The revolution will be televised. All this year, people will put her out. So why you say the challenge, the AGOF, see the ADF or kill one soldier? Who will tell you like who? The things you don't go down, who will tell you like who Capo? Who will take your challenge like who? A sellout, a lowlife. We will give it challenge. The one go say, one go prove, say, Capo, don't talk, say, do so. Who be you, Capo? You see, you don't even know what you're fighting, what we're fighting. That's why you could easily be bought over. You look at the concept for liberation. They will easily pick you out or use you for do what you do now. Because they read your psyche. Amazonians, when I really want to see who come out to go carry from action and say, oh, now we this, you do this kind of thing, or respond to this chomp. They will not lost touch with this revolution. Not be dissuaded by this type of, entities. So some people expect, say, the egg of sinner will go to think and say, now we this. We don't act like that. Why he hate the egg of sinner and ADF so much? If you're not doing anything in the revolution. Why he attacked, since we had to pull it out like more, why he attacked don't be sold 95% of all the videos with this guy don't make it about the egg of ADF. Why he attacked now on we? If we don't do anything, because we'll be uncompromising in the quest for independence. And I meet on that way, he handled and jam for you. Make them doubt themselves. Make the people doubt themselves. It's too small. A lot of other organizations, especially the egg of sea, when the enemy don't try to buy me, will say no. The life one of us so that the way that we stand for liberation. Any man will take money, that picking is so haunted till. Not be only plus the future generation them. They'll go colo. And I think one on colo, and I see back them, this back will hide them. And that's stress if we skin. Now really want expect say Capo will talk that kind of thing then. The egg of seal come on and say who will carry action or ADF for carry to Capo. The things that we don't for ground will not be answerable to even the enemy. Even with enemy. If people when you work with them, they will give you bait, we don't take the bait, but we will strike when we want. We get time for yourself, now tell it, now learn. The one they can will be answerable to this Nikompo. This non-entity. Say una do so then una go do and can show you. Who be you, Capo? When this will go be answerable to you, go do say Capo don't give you challenge. Like don't give me challenge. Because you be like a spokesperson. So like don't give me challenge. More proof for them. Ambazonians, if we are still looking at it, we all lost touch with the revolution. For stoop so low. So one take challenge for this like Cameroon agent. If we don't do anything, why this big trigger on the egg of sea? Why this hate for the ADF? Why this hate for Yalacho? We don't do anything for few people. As we claim. No, it's small. Only you can get kind of field for people like you. I'll continue in this crap. My next segment, part 2 and part 3. Our content will show now when people use some kind of word now, when I go inside, see to the weeds, we'll see their agenda, we'll see what it stands for, we'll see their position, and their messaging they try to push out. Now, people that make this video, they will expose Capo in mission, the objective, and what he try to send them out. How hard he work for your handlers. That will expose the deceit. I get part 2 and 3 they come up with. They asked a couple of questions, that journalists, but no one will answer. Everyone thinks that they say we want, and hope is not a strategy. You fight for it. I'm not living on this level. Not extremely long so. But I'll continue to come out. I'll finish this segment. I'll continue to come out when it be relevant. And now I find myself now rabbit holes I chase this low life. But I will come when I see one type of derail with the mind. And I will attack him. Now attack the talking points. To continue to keep this revolution, maintain some sanity of this revolution. Now stay blessed, stay focused, hopeful. Will liberation be non-negotiable? Will independence be non-negotiable? We'll get people like this one who will try to clock the system. We will clean up. I will continue to move forward. We'll stay hopeful and stay focused. I'll take part 2 and 3, but by the end of this week, I'll finish. I thank all. Stay blessed.